Hello, in this video I'm going to talk about a recommendation I have kind of thought about for maximizing time in the Elder Scrolls Online, especially if you don't have a whole lot of time each day to play the game. Certain things that you can kind of compile together to get a lot of different things done at once. So this is going to be very similar to a previous video I did with the XP farm. If you're interested in that video, I will link it in the description. In addition to the build that I'm currently wearing, my Shadows Whispered criminal build, I will put the link in the description for that, as well as the demonstration I did for Thieves Guild heists and Dark Brotherhood as well, in case those are interesting or you're trying to get some achievement on that. I'll put the links in the description there for those videos. But essentially what I'm going to talk about today is using the Tamriel Tomes challenges and trying to get everything lined up to do similar things. So for example, I had Pickpocketing today and Safeboxes, and then we have Guild Dailies and also Thieves Guild Finder's quest. Now I'm going to touch on this specifically because you have to complete the quests from a specific quest giver in order to progress this. If you happen to get this, it is worth a lot. As you can see, you can complete this 3 times to get 600 total points. So it is a very good one to keep, especially if you can get it to land twice, then you can really get some bang for your buck there. But we're going to talk about, obviously, the safe boxes and the pickpocketing using the Shadows Whisperer build. But you can also pick up the tipboard quests here like this, and that will give you a quest to complete for your guild dailies. Also, the reacquisition one we'll touch on that. But a lot of times you'll get missions to do pickpocketing in certain areas and safe boxes in certain areas, and what that's going to do is it'll check off your guild daily, as well as if you have the safe box quest for the Tamriel Tomes and the pickpocketing. And another thing that you can work on while you are doing that is if you use the larceny tracker. This is an add-on that you can download and use. I'll show you where to get that here in just a second. But then you can track all the larceny achievements in the game, and then you can keep track of which one you need to go work on, and you can work on achieving that, as well as just making money in general from the thieving and all that. So if you want to get the larceny tracker, you're going to want to go to the add-ons menu. Let me back out again and do that slower. You go to options, you go to add-ons. Now this is if you're on console, and you have to be on PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series in order to do this. If you're on an older gen console, then they don't have add-ons. There might be something different on PC that does this same function. I'm not sure, but we're going to go to the installed here, and I'll just tell you where to get the add-on and what. So it's called Grumpy's Larcenist Tracker, and it is in the utility category. So how you're going to do that, process that update. Got quite a few updates, actually. Okay, so how you're going to do that is when you want to let this browse all add-ons load, because this is not all add-ons. This is just the top 100 or so. So if you've got an add-on or library that has fewer than 3,000 users, it's not going to show up on this main page. So what you're going to need to do is come up here to this category thing and hit the drop-down menu, and then you're going to come down to the very bottom where utility is. Select that box and then back out of it. And then when this loads, you want to hit the names to alphabetize it, and then you'll be able to locate by alphabetical order the Grumpy's Larcenist Tracker. Now, as you can see, there's only 88 people using this, so it's not going to be able to locate it. You're not going to be able to locate this unless you use this function. The other way you can do it is you can type it in to the search bar If you type in grumpy like this, then you can pull up grumpies, stuff like that. But that is how you find the add-on. Once you get that installed, all you have to do is go into your text and type \G as in goat, L as in Laredo, and T as in Tom. And then you hit the command button. And then in the text chat, you'll be able to see everything in order like this, and it'll keep track of where you are on all your larceny. So you can work on your larceny on top of the Tamriel Tomes, any XP that you get. Now, if you happen to get a guild daily mission and you have characters that, for example, do not have your Undaunted, your Fighters Guild, or Mages Guild up, you could go do those dailies as well. Do some dolmens and get those turned in for your dailies. There's a lot of different things you can do for guild dailies. If you're still looking for skill points like I did in the previous video, you can pick up your Undaunted daily dungeons, and that will count as a daily dungeon for the guild as well. And you can use all the implementation that I did in the previous video of the XP farm, but then you can also now coordinate it with the Tamriel Tomes on top of it. You can get some Tome Points and then start purchasing some of these rewards here in the pages. Just keep in mind, when the season ends, whatever Tome Points you have left over will be converted to gold, except for 2,000 will roll forward. So if you get to the point where you have gotten all your pages and you've bought everything that you want to buy, you can still continue to do your challenges for the points here, and those will be converted to gold at the end of the season. So it's not a complete stop doing it. There might be something more valuable for your time to do, who knows, but that is something to work on. So before I close the video out, I'm going to go over to the Thieves Guild in Abah's Watch, because I think that's something that should be shown here, because it's very frustrating to try and figure out how to get that that particular achievement going. So the Tamriel Tomes challenge, if you get the Thieves Guild Finder's quest, there's only one mission giver that you can get the mission from that will progress this ribbon. So if you start off from the Abah's Watch way shrine, I recommend just going into the Thieves Guild over here at the outside of the city. It's a lot easier rather than trying to figure out how to snake through the city and find the Thieves Guild. Once you get inside the Thieves Guild here, you're going to travel to the center of the Thieves' Den. You're going to go past the heist board here and take a left before you get to the fence here, and then you're going to go over here to the right. And what you're looking for is the cistern exit, which is straight ahead this way. And then once you get up to the steps here and up to the top of the ladder, then when you load your screen here, you're going to turn, or excuse me, it's straight over here to the east, and your mission giver is right here, Spencer Rye. I've already done mine today, so that's why it's not showing. But this is where you pick it up and turn it in. So this is where you need to pick up the mission for that to progress the ribbon, in case that's been a frustration for some people. You may even try re-rolling your challenge to see if you can get this to show up more than once. Then you could really get some tome points if that's something you're trying to get. But you can try and re-roll any of these to kind of get similar types of activities, and then you can get your weekly challenges done a lot faster. You do get a certain amount of challenge re-rolls that are free, so try and get the ones that equate to the most points. So for example, this right here, the complete arena, you can complete it twice and that'll equate to 400 total. This one right here is going to, the Thieves Guild Finder quest is going to equate to 600 total, and then so on and so forth. So you want to try and get something. I would recommend trying to get something that's going to equate to over 400 points, is usually kind of a pretty good number. These pickpocketing ones were really valuable at 500 apiece, so collectively those two got me 1,000. So that's something that you can focus on. Typically, the farming resource nodes is a quite low one. Not only that, but that can take quite a while. So I would recommend ditching those and trying to get some of these where they're more valuable. For example, I'm not finished farming Maelstrom Arena yet. I still have some of the lower down gear pieces for the full sets that are in there. They're down here at the very bottom from Winterborn, Permafrost, and all of that. So that's probably what I'm going to use to farm the arena achievement for the Tome Challenge, because that'll help fill in the sticker book while I'm doing that. So it's not super long to just do it on normal and fill in the sticker book while I'm doing it. So you get two things at once checked off there. But I just wanted to do a video kind of giving you ideas on how to get several different things done at once. If you do happen to do the Thieves Guild and Dark Brotherhood missions, you're going to also probably at the same time progress your Legerdemain. So that'll help you with popping lockpicks if you're in a dungeon or a trial and you don't want to actually pop the lockpicks. You can do that and progress this. I also have done a video on a lockpicking add-on. Really, really helpful if you look that up. It shows you it turns the pins green basically when you're trying to pick a lock, so that when you're doing it, you don't have a higher chance to break your lock picks. It makes it a lot easier to just pick chests and all of that. So I would recommend, I'll link that in the description as well. If you're interested in that add-on, I'll link that in the description so you can see that video and how well that add-on works. But I'm going to end the video here. If you thought this video was interesting or helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I have a large catalog of videos on my YouTube channel that covers a wide variety of topics. If you go to my YouTube channel and go to my playlist tab, you'll be able to see all of that organized content there. And you should be able to find something that you're interested in. I've covered quite a bit of stuff on the game, so hopefully there's some things that can help you out on the game. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.